Welcome, and thank you for dialing into the Vendor Risk Management Enhancement webinar with me today. As part of Protecht's ongoing development of our vendor risk management solution, we've released new enhancements to further help you consistently manage vendor relationships throughout the lifecycle with a risk-based approach. I'm Natasha James, Product Manager for the Vendor Risk Management solution and your presenter for the webinar. Today, I will provide a walkthrough of 3 enhancements to the Vendor Risk Management module available in the 11.3 release. These are cybersecurity risk ratings, how our enhanced VRM module integrates cybersecurity risk ratings for comprehensive risk assessment, updated SIG questionnaires, what's new in the 2024 SIG questionnaire and how they enhance vendor risk assessments, fourth parties, and the new functionalities for capturing and managing the risks associated with your fourth party vendors. If you have questions at any time during the session, please enter them into the question box. After the webinar, you'll be provided a copy of the recording and a link to a blog post of Q&As. Now let me get Protecht ARM up and we can get started with a demonstration. We're looking at the Protecht Vendor Risk Management workspace, which is integrated into Protecht's ARM platform. The Protecht Vendor workspace gives you end-to-end visibility of your vendors and tasks. From here, in the left navigation pane, you can manage your vendor risk program and navigate to tasks such as ongoing reviews and due diligence assessments that you need to complete. On the main screen, at a glance in VRM, you can see key details about your vendor and the different classifications, such as vendor criticality, tier, a view of the type of service they provide, where they are in the life cycle. There are also views that you can use to drill down and look at further information about your vendors. In this view, you can see your vendors by their cybersecurity rating information, where you can then drill down and take further action. So we often hear how it can be difficult to assess security risks of vendors, as you're often lacking quality information or relying on your vendors for information or research to provide the information about potential security risks. VRM now has an integration to cybersecurity ratings provider Security Scorecard, enabling you to store and view the vendor's cybersecurity rating information alongside the data that you have within ARM. To use the integration, first, you enter the Security Scorecard API token in the settings configuration area. Then you specify the web domain for each of the vendors that you track in Security Scorecard and that you want the cybersecurity ratings information to flow through into VRM. And it's as simple as that. So I'll open my vendor hyperscale so that we can view the details and the cyber ratings information. So on this screen, we can see the vendor information as well as the security scorecard information. Once the web domain is entered and the connection is established, the ratings data is updated on a daily basis when new data is available from Security Scorecard to identify any changes in risk, such as the grade, score, and last 30-day score variance. The integration capability is included as part of your VRM subscription and ready to use for customers who have a Security Scorecard subscription and API token. If you do not use a cybersecurity rating service, there is no change to how you currently use the system. Now, I'll move to the vendor questionnaires, where you can assign questionnaires for your vendors to complete as part of the due diligence process and show you the SIG questionnaires. Performing vendor due diligence is important in identifying and assessing vendor risks, which can be achieved using vendor questionnaires. Questionnaires can be issued to vendors for initial assessment when you're looking to onboard your vendor or as ongoing reassessments as part of your continuous monitoring. To ensure the questions you are asking are relevant, you can utilize industry best practice questionnaires without having to do all the research to develop questions for the changing risk and compliance landscape. Protecht's vendor risk management solution includes a library of ready-to-use industry standard assessment questionnaires to give you templates as a starting point for vendor due diligence assessments. So on screen, you can see the SIG questionnaires. We've partnered with Shared Assessments who develop the standard information gathering SIG questionnaires, and we provide ready-to-use SIG Lite and SIG core questionnaires within our VRM module. If you're not familiar with Shared Assessments and SIG, Shared Assessments are a global membership organisation dedicated to developing best practices, education, and products to drive third-party risk assurance and is used by 15,000 organisations worldwide. The SIG aligns to the most updated domestic and international regulatory guidance and industry standards for risk management and are updated every year in order to keep up with that ever-changing risk environment and priorities. So what's new in the 2024 SIG questionnaires is that they've added 2 new domains, providing additional questions in the area of artificial intelligence and supply chain risk management. That's in addition to the 19 risk domains that they currently offer in the 2023 SIG questionnaires. Additional questions have also been added to align with PCI 4.0. So let's take a look at the SIG Lite questionnaire. The pre-configured SIG Lite is a set of questions for lower risk third parties. It contains 124 multiple choice questions covering the full 21 risk domains. So as you can see on here, it's areas such as enterprise risk management, information assurance, operational resilience, privacy and ESG are also included in this questionnaire, as well as the 2 new domains that I mentioned. The SIG Lite is useful for requests for offers and requests for information, or if you want to just do a pre-assessment on your vendors. The pre-configured SIG Core is another set of questions that allows for a deeper scope and more personalized assessment for your medium to high risk third parties, which also contain additional questions at a control definition level. The SIG core contains 745 multiple choice questions, which is a lot. So we've broken those down into 7 different questionnaires, grouping them by similar areas that you may want to assess. So in our collection, we cover governance and risk, security and threat management, IT operations and business resilience, physical and environmental security, information security, ESG, privacy and AI. So let's look at the governance and risk. So from the governance and risk, covers various topics such as enterprise risk management, fourth party management, supply chain risk management. So this allows for a deeper scope and is useful to assess organizations that store or manage highly sensitive data or regulated information, or any services that are critical to your company's business function. Included as part of the VRM solution is access to the SIG Lite and SIG Core questionnaires. However, you're not restricted to using the SIG questionnaires. You can easily create and maintain your own custom questionnaires using the Questionnaire Designer tool. By digitizing your questionnaires and due diligence process, vendors can access and complete questionnaires in a secure vendor portal. They receive automated workflow notifications and are notified when new questionnaires have been assigned, when they are due, and reminders for any overdue tasks. So also in the one location, you can view the responses provided by the vendor in the questionnaire in real time. There's some scoring that is completed, and you can create an action plan for findings and issues and actions for any risks or issues that require investigation or remediation. Next is the functionalities for capturing and managing the risks associated with your vendors, your fourth parties. We'll go back to the previous record where you can access vendor fourth party information in the same way as you do the cybersecurity ratings information. The new fourth party register is linked to your vendor record. In this example, it's linked under the fourth party tab, enabling your organization to consistently add and edit links to entities as you become aware of your vendor's fourth party. So we'll take a look at one of the fourth party records. In this example, we've captured details such as name, location, but you can also record a rating and collect any evidence or artifacts in relation to this fourth party. You can also add additional fields to capture information your organization would also like to track. By capturing the data here for each fourth party vendor record, view a list of vendors linked to this fourth party to understand the landscape of your vendor ecosystem. In addition to the ready-to-use dashboards, I should correct myself, there is a new fourth-party concentration report to understand relationships and risks between vendors and fourth parties. I'll now return to the main screen to demonstrate the fourth-party dashboard. So clicking into our dashboards, the fourth-party dashboard provides a visual chart to identify where a fourth party is relied upon by multiple vendors, creating concentration risk for your organization. In this example, which I will expand, the dots on the right indicate a higher concentration risk due to a higher number of vendors linked to a fourth party. There are also tabs with different views so that you can see the relationship by your fourth party and the number of linked vendors, or by your vendors and the number of linked fourth parties. There is a table underneath to give you more detailed information about the fourth party and the vendors associated, so you have that all on one page. And there are filters on the right-hand side so that you can drill down into specific areas that you're interested in. So just closing that. As the volume and complexity of vendor relationships and regulations is increasing, it's important for organisations to proactively oversee and understand the risks vendors may pose to your organisation. Pre-designed analytic dashboards are located in the dashboards list to track the health of the entire vendor portfolio. The range of dashboards provide insights on the overall health of your vendor program, risks, progress of your due diligence questionnaires, a dashboard to show what periodic reviews are coming up, what's overdue, and then what's coming up in the next 3 months for not only for your tasks, but for your documents and contracts, and any findings and issues that need to be actioned. And that brings this demonstration of the new enhancements to Protecht's Vendor Risk Management solution to a close. I'll now close ARM and go back to the slides to wrap up. That didn't work. I will bring up the slides. Just bear with me. There we go. So in this session, we've covered the functionality for cybersecurity risk ratings integration, SIG questionnaires in the new 2024 updates, and capturing and managing fourth-party vendors in the vendor risk management solution. Before you go, if you're interested in more information about our vendor risk management solution or Protecht ARM, visit our Knowledge Hub, where there is an extensive library of on-demand webinars available. And lastly, but importantly, before you leave and close the webinar window, please take a moment to complete the short survey. Your feedback helps us improve our future webinars. Thanks for joining me today.